After the announcement of the Sony A7S III earlier this week, I got to thinking, are we in the golden age of visual journalism? Here are my thoughts on why I think we are. Sony's latest offering is a beast of a camera, with the ability to shoot long-form 4K and frame rates from 24 to 120p in super low light situations on a generally stabilized rig. It's definitely impressive and will tick the boxes for most video shooters. Combined with the recent announcements of the Canon R5, with its game-changing and bar-raising ability to shoot 8K 30p, as well as full-frame 4K and 24 to 120p, while also sporting a massive 45 megapixel sensor, you're looking at one of, if not the best, all-around hybrid shooters on the market. Overheating issues notwithstanding, finally, the announcement of the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro 12K will bring unbelievable resolution at a surprisingly reasonable price compared to other cinema cameras in its class. It's truly been a breathtaking month for camera announcements, and I can't think of another month in the history of equipment that has been this incredibly stacked with reasonably affordable, high quality, revolutionary innovations. With that being said, does this mean we're in a golden age of camera gear? I would absolutely say we are. And here's why. 1. Capability. With the recent batch of cameras, I can assuredly say the creative limitations in the video space are all but gone. Slow motion, high resolution, impeccable autofocus, and more features have reached a level of maturity that mean the creator is no longer limited in what they can or can't create and how they choose to create it. The only limit is your imagination. Sure, these cameras can get better, anything can get better, but the level and depth of these improvements will be incremental versus monumental. Second is price. Sure, these cameras are expensive, ranging from 3 to 10 grand, but relatively speaking, when comparing them to comparatively capable cameras that get the same results, these cameras are at least 3 to 4 times cheaper. The third reason we're in a golden age is just choice. There is pretty much a camera for any need within the visual journalism space. If you need video resolution, get the R5 or Ursa Mini. Need reliability? Get the A7S III. Need megapixels? Get the R5, A7R4, Panasonic S1R, Fuji GFX100. Can't afford the big boys but still want to play in the full frame space? Get the R6, Nikon Z5, or the Canon RP for a more budget-friendly option. Willing to scale down your sensor, weight load, and price? Consider the Panasonic GH5, a very much still relevant camera that was so far ahead of its time we're only now seeing the same type of quality of life improvements being brought to Canon and Sony. Need a competent sports shooter? Get the Nikon D6, Sony A9 Mark II, Canon 1DX Mark II, or Panasonic S1. There's never been a better time to be a visual journalist. Gone are the days when one had to compromise with regard to autofocus, resolution, or megapixel count. There are no limits to what can be done with today's technology. Will we see improvements in the future? Absolutely. These products will continue to iterate, develop, and improve over time. But as of right now, there is almost nothing that can't be done. But that does beg the question, what can we expect down the road in 2021 and beyond? On Canon's side, I'm hoping that they can get their heat management under control and we won't have to worry about time limits and overheat warnings in future iterations of their R5 and R6 bodies. For Sony, I'm hopeful they will increase their video resolutions and improve their IBIS. Panasonic either needs to upgrade their Micro Four Thirds systems or abandon them altogether. They also need to continue to raise resolutions and reconfigure their focusing system. Contrast-based autofocus just doesn't cut it. They need to either throw it out or combine it with a Phase-Attack autofocus system, like Sony. Nikon needs to prove why they're still relevant. Honestly, what have they innovated on in the last 5 years? I think they're doing a good job keeping their diehards happy, but compared to their competitors, they just aren't making waves. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what camera you choose because no camera will make you magically a better visual journalist. It all boils down to how you use them and your individual skill. While it's easy to get into arguments online about which camera is better, the truth is that we, as the consumer, are the ones benefiting from this level of competition. So go out and create great content. You no longer have any excuse not to.